Tim Draper, crypto will make fiat obsolete in 5 years. Fox Business had a chance to talk to a renowned Bitcoin bull and a legendary venture capitalist based in Silicon Valley, Tim Draper. The billionaire investor stated that he believes investors risk their money if they let banks manage it. He added that only criminals would use fiat money in the future as Bitcoin transactions on the blockchain can be tracked. His statement reads, "The criminals will still want to operate with cash, because they catch everybody who is trying to use Bitcoin." When asked when people will start to use Bitcoin, BTC, and other cryptos to purchase coffee, he said that we are roughly 2 years away from being able to buy stuff with Bitcoin. He further stated that fiat money will become obsolete in 5 years. Draper, JPM Coin will increase interest in Bitcoin. Draper also said that JPM Coin, recently announced by JP Morgan Chase, will make people more interested in Bitcoin. Not many Bitcoin knockoffs have worked particularly well, but they all add to the interest in Bitcoin. Draper said the new coin will help spark interest in Bitcoin and compared the coin to the partnership between Apple and IBM. According to the venture capital investor, JPM Coin could be another Bitcoin clone that does not live up to its hype and indirectly increase interest in Bitcoin. Draper also claimed he would start shifting everything to BTC when banks start accepting Bitcoin. The JPM coin is meant to facilitate new instant transactions between the institution's clients, a service similar to Ripple's remittance service. Bitcoin will hit $250,000. In an earlier interview, Draper stated that the Bitcoin price would rise to $250,000 by 2022 and provided a rationale for his allegation. He said cryptocurrencies would outperform fiat currencies in the speed of transactions. In his opinion, this will increase the current global market for currencies from $86 trillion to $140 trillion over the next 10 years. Returning investors could push Bitcoin past $4,000. Fiat and stablecoins are coming back to the BTC market. Crypto markets are rising, and Bitcoin BTC, which constitutes more than half the market's value, is among the big winners. Most BTC trades have been against fiat currencies and the stablecoin, Tether, USDT, suggesting that some investors are beginning to move value out of safe havens and into riskier digital assets. This could be a sign that confidence is returning to the market. The original cryptocurrency has been on a gradual incline since yesterday. Bitcoin traded at the $3,600 level on Sunday afternoon GMT, and opened on Monday slightly higher at $3,660. This trend began to accelerate just after midday. Bitcoin began the afternoon at $3,742 and within the space of 2 hours, had climbed up by nearly $100 to $3,833. Bitcoin had reached $3,840, giving it a market cap of $67.48 billion by the time of writing. Bitcoin price movements in the past day. A significant amount of activity has taken place between BTC and Tether. Data collected by CryptoCompare highlight that the largest BTC markets are those with pairs to Tether. By press time, these were worth a total of $1.08 billion. BTC trades against the actual US dollar have also seen significant increases. More than $105 million has gone through Bitfinex's servers alone since yesterday afternoon, and more than $46 million moved through Coinbase in the same time frame. Is this a long-term trend? Momentum is picking up, and if it continues, Bitcoin could break past the $4,000 barrier today. That's a high bar to jump, one which will likely push BTC even higher. But the key takeaway from today's price movement is that investors are buying Bitcoin, not with other cryptocurrencies, but with fiat currencies and stablecoins. That shows there is at least some market consensus that value would be better served in BTC than elsewhere. Some of the gain could be a cynical ploy to exploit the higher prices and then reconvert when BTC starts to stagnate or drops. There hasn't been a clear reason for the price rise, which suggests trading activity could merely be based on short-term speculation. In that case, market price could be detached from value, and therefore unsustainable in the long term. Despite recent price movements, a golden cross is still nowhere to be seen. But other technical indicators show that confidence may be slowly returning. The MACD, which places more weight on recent price trends than older ones, has moved into the green for the first time since January 6. Bitcoin MACD line over the past 2 months. Source: TradingView. Market sentiment is hard to quantify, much less accurately project out on a graph. But the fact remains that investors are putting money into Bitcoin, with large volumes coming from fiat currencies and stablecoins. This could highlight that investors are becoming confident again. Ripple's XRP to surpass Bitcoin by market cap, believes SBI Holdings president. The head of Japanese SBI Holdings strongly believes that thanks to its use cases, XRP will surpass Bitcoin in the nearest future. Ripple's technologies are continuing their conquering journey around the world. Now the news has come from Japan, where one of the Ripple's partners, the Japanese financial giant SBI, has introduced a new initiative that is said to boost mass adoption of XRP that is a native cryptocurrency for Ripple's solutions. According to the president and representative director of SBI Holdings, Yoshitaka Kidao, the year of 2019 is to become an extremely important one for XRP, as its market capitalization is likely to exceed the market cap of BTC, which has he added. Because XRP is already beginning to become international, XRapid will be used for fund transfers in 2019. By increasing the so-called XRP's plastic use, we anticipate that the Ripple market capitalization will easily exceed the market capitalization of Bitcoin BTC. Kidao said that one of the main problems for Bitcoin is that it still doesn't have its main use case. Being an active supporter of Ripple, SBI has a lot of joint ventures with Ripple, and SBI has already invested a number of various cryptocurrency projects, including support of Tangem blockchain smart card wallet producer and building of its own crypto exchange. The official launch of the new crypto exchange VCTRADE operated by SBI Holdings is scheduled for March. However, deposits and withdrawals for Bitcoin, XRP, and Ethereum are already available on the platform. Kidao also noted another reason for the potential success of XRP. In cooperation with the US-based distributed ledger technology company R3, SBI is working on the launch of SBI R3 Japan. The venture is going to provide licensing and introduction support for R3's blockchain platform known as Corda. And SBI is planning to use XRP for international remittances on the Corda settler platform. Kidao stated, "You can use R3's Corda for international remittance, but Corda Settler and XRP use this because they have high affinity. That's why the Swift partnership with R3 Corda is good news that brings bright materials to the market. What I emphasize is to combine R3 and Ripple to make XRP thoroughly practical usable." It's also worth mentioning that already 50 banks in different countries have taken a decision to use XRP via the Corda Settler platform. Ripple expands into the Middle East. But it is not the end of the positive news for the Ripple community. Just recently it has become known that RippleNet is expanding further. Now the company's XRapid product has been adopted by the bank Dhofar, based in the Sultanate of Oman. The bank has become the first institution in the Sultanate to offer instant and secure funds transfers via its online platform. Ripple's leading blockchain solution for cross-border payments, including its bi-directional messaging and instant settlement features, enables Bank Dhofar to save customers time when sending payments overseas, using Bank Dhofar mobile banking app, the bank's announcement stated. Now Ripple has over 200 partnerships with financial institutions including central banks and is actively working on a further expansion of its network. Bullish bets on Bitcoin, the world's largest cryptocurrency by value, reached 11-month highs on Monday, according to the data from the cryptocurrency exchange Bitfinex. The number of long positions on Bitcoin's US dollar-denominated exchange rate BTC USD jumped to 38,237 BTC at 4:10 BTC, the highest level since March 30, 2018, and were last seen at 36,176 BTC. While long positions have risen by 35% in the last 3 weeks, short positions have remained largely unchanged. As a result, the long-short ratio, a barometer of market sentiment, has improved to 1.5 from 1.18. The market mood has indeed turned bullish but hasn't reached extremes, as long positions are still at least 8% short of the record high of 40,193 registered on March 26, 2018. That said, BTC's rally to 5.5-week highs above $3,900 has likely opened the doors to a convincing move above $4,000. That would only attract buyers, pushing BTC USD longs to fresh record highs. As of writing, BTC is changing hands at $3,912 on Bitfinex, the highest level since January 10. The cryptocurrency would become vulnerable to long squeeze, a sudden pullback in prices due to an unwinding of long positions, if and when the bullish sentiment reaches extremes. View 1. Bitcoin has passed through the 100-day moving average for the first time in 272 days. 2. The primary lower high trend is yet to be challenged, but the move indicates a willingness by the bulls to test the upper range of the ascending triangle. 3. Total growing bullish volume on the 4-hour chart is at its highest point in over 10 days. 4. However, price action has stalled Tuesday, as indecision brings the possibility of a pullback. Bitcoin (BTC) has shot through established resistances for a second time this month, passing a key long-term moving average before finally hitting a point of exhaustion on the new daily open. Price action crossed over the 100-day moving average (MA) at around $3,850 late Monday night (UTC), backed by a larger-than-average increase in total growing volume, a welcome sign for the bulls. The night's action also saw the cryptocurrency pass $3,950 briefly before pulling back slightly. The last time Bitcoin was above the 100-day MA was back in May 22, 2018, around 9 months ago. Still, there is a long way to go before converting the trend from bearish to bullish, as can be seen by the lower high structure on the daily chart. At press time, BTC is trading at $3,860, according to CoinDesk's Bitcoin Price Index. That's up 4.36% on the daily chart. The upward move on Monday and early Tuesday marked a good attempt at transitioning from the 13-month-long bear market. However, bullish momentum has wavered since crossing the 100-day MA, and price action has all but stalled as indecision took over post-breakout. Yet the move also represents greater conviction on the bullish front to test the upper trend line of the ascending triangle, where the $4,075 resistance level has presented an issue since December 20, according to Coinbase data. Interestingly, the volume bars and their respective peaks are beginning to even up, creating a parabolic curve that could provide the bulls with encouragement to push to greater heights, as per volume analysis theory. 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart shows significant bullish momentum as BTC passed through prior support, turned resistance at $3,483 on February 8 and then shot through another established area of resistance at $3,700 on February 18, briefly bucking the downward trend to create an intra-month higher high market structure. However, as can be seen on BTC's previous topside wick, there is significant drawdown potential, as exhaustion marks an opportunity for the bears to regain control and trigger a sell-off similar to what happened back in November 2018. It's worth watching the total growing volume on the 4-hour chart, as that is at its highest levels since February 8 and could set scope for a move toward the $5,000 psychological level, that's provided it can continue at the levels needed current or greater, to sustain any further moves higher. Tron officially becomes #1 Dapps platform in the world. Tron, Ethereum's long-term rival in Dapps creation and users, has now become the leading platform with respect to total Dapps users and number of active users. The company's CEO, Justin Sun, announced this in a post on his Twitter page today, the 18th of February 2019. This information came from data by DappReview, one of the leading Dapps ranking websites. According to the data, Tron has 267,000 total Dapps users in the past 2 months, which is the highest, followed by EOS with 197,000 and Ethereum with 151,000 users within the period. Tron also had the highest number of active users, 16,236, followed by EOS 13,845 and Ethereum 2,133. Justin Sun has worked very hard to come to this stage in his career, and he couldn't be more satisfied. Last year, Sun had always said that Tron's primary goal was to surpass Ethereum in Dapps and smart contracts. To achieve this, Sun has put several things in place, including acquiring BitTorrent, and launch of several projects and partnering with several major players in the industry. With so much aggressive publicity on Twitter and other channels, Sun has earned attention and followership, which became evident when his Twitter followers recently surpassed those of Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin. The next big move Tron will make will be to surpass Ethereum's smart contract deployment. Even if Ethereum intends to beat Tron again, it will not be easy, as Tron already has several plans in its arsenal to wage war against its rival in 2019. Ethereum will have to fight vigorously, as it is lagging behind in publicity and several other ingredients that are responsible for Tron's success so far. The next advantage Ethereum will have is the coming Constantinople upgrade, which is scheduled to hold at the end of February 2019. The current ETH price surge may be due to the upcoming upgrade and a chance for the price to surge. The year is just starting, so Ethereum may have another chance to reclaim its position as the leading Dapps and smart contract platform from which Tron emerged.